Good afternoon, children. How are you all? Hope all is well with you. Let us continue with the story A Gift of Chappals. Before beginning the next part of the story, I would like to share a brief explanation of the previous one, where Ravi and Meena were visited by Mridu. She left her slippers at the gate with a pair of slippers which was old and weary, means not in good condition. The impression of feet were seen on them. Ravi then took her to the backyard to show her a small kitten behind the bitter berry bush, who was sitting in a torn football sipping milk from a coconut shell. They secretly kept the kitten as it might annoy their grandmother. Ravi commented on double standards of elders. On one side, elders say that we have to take care of animals, we have to be kind to animals, while on the other side, when we start taking care of animals, elders scream at us. As in the story, grandmother Pati, she said that if any animal would come to the house, then she would leave for Padu Mama's house. He added that it was difficult for him to manage milk for Mahendran the kitten. He concocted a story, he cooked a story behind the name of the kitten. He told that the kitten is a descendant of Pallava lion, the Maharishi cat of Mahabalipuram, emblem of Pallava dynasty. He had seen at Mahabalipuram. But it is not true, it is just imagination of little boy Ravi. He further added that it was descendant of Mahabalipuram Rishi cat, and he kept on adding that cats are worshipped in ancient Egypt. He had admiration for himself during the conversation. Means he started admiring himself. Then suddenly what happens? Then they heard the screeching sound of violin played by Lalli. Lalli did not know how to play violin properly. While the music master, his music is compared to the perfect tracks of the melody. Let us come to the next part of the story. Lalli was learning to play violin from her music master, who was bald headed, as you could see in the picture, with an old fashioned tuft. Tuft, a loop. He was wearing a gold chain and a diamond ring in his hand. Lalli tried to learn notes, but her tracks were annoying, means she could not play violin properly. Whereas melodious tunes came out of the master's expert's hands. The attention from her was diverted. A beggar was at their doorstep. Now, let us come to the next part of the story. Let's read on. Amma came a wail from the gate. Somebody screamed at the gate, and Ravi's mother screamed from inside, "Send that beggar away." She was chatting with Tapi. "He has been coming here." She told Tapi that he had been coming here every day for the past week. And it's time to find another house. It's time he found another house to beg from. So why he had been coming here? Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out. The beggar was already in the garden and sitting. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree, as you can see in the picture, and was leaning against its trunk, bending against the trunk of the tree, apparently prepared to take little snooze. He wanted to take a short nap for some time and waited for the alms to appear so that people would come to him and give him some things or some money. Ravi strictly said, "Go away. My party says that you have got another house to beg from. Silly boy. The beggar opened his eyes very wide, in fact, innocent here, not silly exactly, and gazed at each of the children one by one. He said, "The ladies of this house are so kind. They are kind souls, and they have managed so that I should stay alive. They kept on feeding me." And he raised his voice, "Amma!" And he started feeling upset because she did not come out. The scream began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly as he was hungry, came booming out of his mouth. You can see in the picture with its few remaining teeth stained brown with bitter chewing of the betel nut. "Ravi, tell him there's nothing left in the kitchen and he's not to come again. Tell him that." Ravi need not repeat this as the beggar could hear everything that lady had said. The beggar sat up and sighed. He wearily said, in an upset mood, that I will definitely go, but let me take some rest here, as the sun is so hot outside and the coal tar has melted on the road. My feet are already blistered. You can see in the picture, he stretched out his feet to show large pink peeling blisters on his feet. "I suppose he doesn't have money to buy chappals." Mridu spoke slowly to Meena and Ravi. "Do you have any old pair of slippers?" Ravi said he did not know. "I would have given them to him if I had, but I have small feet. My slippers won't fit him." Beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. He raised his eyes and looked fearfully at the road because it was so hot outside. And the little girl Meena, she started feeling upset. She started crying because the beggar did not have any slippers. But the Ravi said, "Shh, don't do this. I'm thinking what to do. It's not fair. It's not fair and it's not fair. If you keep on saying this, it won't help. We need to find out the solution." So brainy Ravi is. "Come, let's search." He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house. Now you can see in the picture, Mridu remembered that there was an old pair of slippers. Ravi turned and glanced at that shabby looking slippers. These are just the right size. It would fit him, no doubt. So Meena followed him and Mridu followed him nervously back into the garden. "You can take these slippers." Ravi gave those slippers to the beggar, dropping slippers in front of the old man. "Wear these and go away." Now he quickly wore the slippers, muttered a blessing to the children, you can see in the picture, and vanished round the corner of the street. Vanished means disappeared. In no time he disappeared because he got the slippers. Why did he disappear so early? Because he did not want anyone else to stop him and take the slippers again. The music master came out of the house and took an unappreciative look at the three of them. The music master, as you can see in the picture, he looked at the little children and gave an unappreciative look. Unappreciative look means not welcoming look. Sitting quietly under the tree, and student children were playing marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in veranda. He called out, "Lalli, have you seen my chappals anywhere, my dear? I remember having kept them here." Ravi, Mridu and Meena silently watched. Oh my God, what have they done? They have given music master slippers to the beggar? Oh, he scurried around. He surged around everywhere, looking over the railing, crouching near the flower pots, searching behind the flower pots to look between them. They were brand new. Really? Were they brand new? They cost a whole month's fees. They were so costly. You think they were costly, or music master was telling a lie? Soon Lalli went in to tell her mother. Rukumani appeared looking harassed, embarrassed, with Party following her. Where could they be? The slippers would be here only. I think some vendors have taken because so many vendors come to the door. Vendors means the people who sell things, for example, vegetables. Rukumani caught sight of Ravi, Mridu, and Meena, as you can see in the picture. Have you children? She wanted to ask the children, have they done anything? Because you see, children are naughty. So the first point came to her mind was looking for the answer from the children. So she asked, have you seen slippers anywhere, children? She saw that children were curiously quiet and she went on more slowly. You know now, mothers, have you seen anyone lurking round the veranda? Lurking means some waiting for something and hiding, especially in order to do something bad. A sharp V shaped line had formed between her eyebrows. She actually wanted children to admit, but another straight, tighter one appeared in place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. When mothers are angry, you can read their expressions. No words are required, yes? Well, Rukumani was angry actually, thought Mridu with a shiver. She wouldn't be so upset if she knew about the poor beggar with sores on his feet. So, what did Mridu do? She blurted out. She said, Rukumani, there was a beggar here, poor thing. He had so many boils on his feet. So, you gave the music master's chappal to that old beggar who turns up here? And Party, grandmother, she groaned. Oh my God, children these days, you cannot handle them. Amma, didn't you tell me about Karn, who gave away everything he had, even his gold earrings? He was so kind and generous. You only told me to be kind and generous. Rukumani snapped instantly. Silly, Karn did not give away other people's things. He only gave away his own. You have no right to give away other people's things in generosity. But my chappals wouldn't have fitted the beggar's feet. Ravi rushed brashly on. But my slippers won't fit him, otherwise I would have given him. And Amma, if they did fit, would you really not have minded? Clever, no? Smart. Ravi, very angry now. Go inside this minute. She hurried indoors and brought out Gopu Mama's hardly worn new chappals. These should fit you, sir. Please put this on. I am so sorry. I'm really apologizing, feeling embarrassed. My son has been very naughty. The music master's eyes lit up. Now, instead of old slippers, he was getting new ones, hardly worn. The music master's eye lit up. He put them on, trying not to look too happy. He pretended he was not so happy getting those slippers, but inside he was actually excited because he had worn out slippers, old ones, and now he was getting new ones. Good. Well, I suppose these will have to do. These days, children have no respect for elders. What to do? A Hanuman incarnate, a representation of Hanuman. Only Ram can save such naughty fellow. Rukmani's eyes flashed. Now, this one has to be interesting. Although we mothers keep on scolding our children for small, small things, in fact, for everything, but we don't like when anybody else scolds our children, right? Hmm. She didn't seem to like Ravi being called a monkey, even a holy monkey. She stood stiff, she stood straight and said, and in fact, pointed music teacher to go away. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, he gone off noisily in his new chappals, she said, Mridu, come in and have some tiffin, have some lunch. Honestly, how do you children think of such things? I don't know. Thank God your Gopu Mama doesn't wear his chappals to work. As she walked towards the kitchen with Mridu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. Mothers will always be mothers. They are like coconut shells, hard from outside, soft from inside. But he is always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks and get into his chappals as soon as he comes home. What's your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave away his chappals to music master? Nice. Here, amusing story ends.